seeing a long-term strategic and stable U.S.-Bangla relations for our future generation? And what role do you expect the Bangladesh to play in a region where we have Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, and India not far from us, in fact, and geostrategically and maritime issues? Thank you.
Well, the question's a very good one, because part of the reason that I wanted to develop and then sign the partnership agreement last night is to do exactly as your question implied, to put our relationship on a stable basis, regardless of who our president is, who our secretary of state is, who your prime minister is, who your foreign minister is. It should not be dependent upon the personal the persons holding the positions. It should be between our two nations, between our governments and our people, year after year after year, so that we develop institutional cooperation between us. And that's the purpose of that partnership agreement, and I'm very pleased about it, because we do a lot of government-to-government talking. We do a lot of government to NGO talking. We do a lot of government to business talking. But I wanted to bring it all together under one umbrella so that we could count on it lasting year after year after year, because that's the kind of partnership we want to have. With regard to your second question, I think that Bangladesh has the opportunity to play a constructive role in trying to resolve regional problems. And I would like to see you do that going into the future. Reaching out to your neighbors. Now, it's not a short-term proposition. It can take time. But make it clear that Bangladesh wants to have a pivotal role in resolving cross-border problems. I mentioned one, water. Climate change, which is obviously another. Opening up economic markets. I heard last night that Bangladesh now has maybe either limited or no tariff access into the India market. I mean, that's the kind of cooperative agreements that I think are very good, not only for Bangladesh, but for the region. So I would urge that.
Can we also expect duty-free access to the U.S. market? Because that is a major concern for the RMG sector. And you mentioned RMG, and so many women are employed in this sector. So is this something that is...
Well, we're certainly looking to see what we can do. I heard quite a bit about that last night, and we want to finish a trade and investment agreement. But I'll give you an example of the kind of agreements that we want to enter into on trade and investment, because we're very close, we hope, to negotiating this. Do have requirements for labor standards. Because we think if you're going to become a middle-income country, you have to have a strong base on which to build that kind of labor force. And so you want to build in labor protections. And that, to us, is a key part. And it's also part of the International Labor Organization Declaration. Because after a certain point of development, and you're seeing it in China, China's having more worker unrest, more labor problems. They're finding all kinds of outside attention as to how they put together electronics or garments or whatever. So as you evolve economically, you have to begin to have a legal framework to protect labor rights. So in our agreements, we do have requirements, and sometimes those are difficult, not only for the government, but for the business sector. But we think it's the best way to set out how you're going to have the kind of economic progress that will not just exploit people, but will build a better future.
Absolutely. Thank you.